Hello there, I'm Mark Wolf, and welcome back to Hytale. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to be looking at a number of mods for Hytale that you might be familiar with if you played modded Minecraft. I will have a link to each of the mods in the description, and additionally, I'll be showing you how to add mods. So, I will be using CurseForge. This is also what I use for my Minecraft mods. It does make life quite easy for you. If you want to search for a specific mod, let's say Vein Miner. Type into the browser, it gives you a selection of different Vein Miner mods. All you need to do is then click on the one you want and click install. Once you have it installed, it'll be shown in your list of my mods. That is not the only way to add mods though. If you go to the mod page or have some other source for downloading the mod jar, you do not need to use CurseForge in case you have some issue with it. All you need is to download the jar and then navigate to your Hytale folder. Once you find your Hytale folder, you want to go to user data, then go down to mods, and then you add your jar, or in this case, you see zip files also, to this folder. This will add the mod to your game. However, you still need to activate the mod. So we'll go look at doing that next. To activate the mods, you want to go to your Worlds tab here. And then as you see in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen here, it says to right-click on your world to edit. So we want to right-click the world, and you'll see right underneath the screenshot here, you'll see a section that says mods, and some will have check marks, some will not. You want to make sure they have check marks. If they are not checkmarked, they're not active. Checkmark means they're active. Once you've selected the mods you want to be active, you just click Save World Settings, and then load back into your world. If it is your first time launching the world after adding mods, it may take a few extra minutes, depending on how many mods you added, the size of the mods, and how fast your computer is. But now that we're back in game, let's actually look at some of these mods. So the first mod you see in the upper corner there is EyeSpy. And by upper corner, I do of course mean the upper left-hand corner. This is very similar to Voila, or What Am I Looking At for Minecraft, and it will tell you the name of the block you're looking at. Seems kind of obvious, but it is quite useful when you have some blocks like here, chalk and... that's white clay, that's easy to tell. Marble. Out in the wild, well, this is cobbled because we broke it, but the raw stone, they look pretty close together. Cobbled, not as much. So maybe I'll jump out and go find them in the wild, but this way you can actually see what block you're looking at. As you did notice, if you're looking at a chest, it will show you what's in the chest. That's a nice little feature. You don't have to click through every chest to find what you're looking for. You can see at a glance on your screen. Another benefit of this EyeSpy mod is it tells you the health points of the mob you're looking at. So this Tetra bird here has 38 HP. Here we go. 36 HP. Not nearly as much as I thought before. But let's see, marble. And if we go around here, up there, it looks like it might be calcite. Oh, chalk here, marble there. Chalk, marble. They are close enough in appearance that you might not be able to tell at a glance. So, with the EyeSpy mod, you can actually see what you're looking at without having to mine it first. Next mod we're going to be looking at is J.E.T, or Just Enough Tails. And this is the Hytale version of J.E.I for Minecraft, Just Enough Inventory. You can access this by typing \J into your chat bar, and it will open up the Just Enough Tails screen. Here, we can select from the top bar here, quick categories, so tools, weapons, armors, consumables. You can clear them You can select multiple at a time, or by clicking this magnifying glass, you can type a specific item you want to search, such as pickaxe. And then you'll see all different pickaxes. By clicking on them, you can pin or unpin the specific item and see where it's craftable and what is required to craft it. You can see what it's used to craft. So the copper pickaxe can be salvaged in the salvage bench, which will yield you some twigs and some copper ore. We'll also tell you what drops it, if anything. Down at the bottom here, you have a list of your most recently looked at items. So you can quickly jump back in to look at, so you don't lose your place. Now, if you go on a tangent, you look down this, you look at this, oh hey, let's go look at the copper pickaxe again, you get right back to it. I mentioned pinning. The way you access what you've pinned is instead of \J, you can type \P. And I'll show you what you've pinned for quick reference. You can also search by mods. Well, you can search by mods, but I can't seem to get it to work at the moment, but doing @ and then common will just show you vanilla items. You, of course, can page through to look at all the different items if you so choose, if you don't know what you're looking for. So if you're playing with a lot of mods, this will be pretty useful for you to help figure out what you need or also what you want to look for. So for example, if I want to make a pumpkin pie, we of course see we need dough, pumpkins, spice, and I don't know what that is. Probably fuel. And then we can make a pumpkin pie. I think that's heat. So yeah, like a fuel. How do we get spice? Okay, we get spice using some vegetable plus potentially any flour, it looks like, and we do that on the crafting bench. And so that is J.E.T. Just enough tails. So the next mod we're going to be looking at is one I normally wouldn't use and will probably be removing, but I know they're popular, so we're going to cover it quickly, and that is the vein miner mod. By typing VM in your chat bar, it brings up the vein mining configuration. You can tell it to target only ore blocks, all blocks, disabled. You can choose the activation key. By default, it is the left Alt key. You can set a server block limit, and you can decide, freeform, so everything. Do you want to do a 3x3 so you can go in a straight line and tunnel? Do you want it to be a 1x1 tunnel? Mine out whole cubes at a time. We're going to leave it on the default settings, and by, again, holding down the left Alt button, mine this silver, and it mines all of the ore there. Now, the durability damage your tool takes is based on how many blocks you mine. So if you mine 10 blocks, it's going to take off 10 durability. So it's a quick little one to cover. Again, not one I normally use and probably won't use, but they are popular, and I know people like having vein miner for when they are out mining and exploring, so they're not spending forever having to break. They don't have to break every single block individually. So the next mod we're going to look at requires these blue crystals. I had to come all the way up north into the snowy region to find them. So just so you know where to look for them, we are, well, as I said, in the snowy region. They spawn as these blue crystals in the ground, and you can see them from a distance by their glow. So now we have what we need. Time to go home and we'll start crafting the next item. Spyglass mod is the next one we're going to be looking at, and this is what we needed the blue shards for. So 3 copper ingots, 1 blue shard, any log, and 2 plant fiber. Once you have the spyglass, you can start to, like the Minecraft one, look at things from further away. Right click will zoom in once, left click will zoom in up to 3 more times from the original zoom in. As you see in the chat box there, though, it does say that the HUD feature is disabled because I do not have the multi-HUD mod installed. This is because I actually have two HUD mods, two mods that require HUDs installed, and that is the EyeSpy and now the Spyglass. But this allows you to look at things from further away, of course, without having to get up close and personal. There is a little bit of camera wonkiness, as you see. If what we're looking at intersects with something closer to us, it zooms in on that closer object instead of the thing beyond it. But that's Spyglass mod. Does what it says in the box. The Spyglass allows you to see further away. Next is the item magnet mod. 5 of any stone and 5 iron ingots, and this creates a magnet. And as you see there, just by hovering over or putting the magnet in our hotbar, it will attract items that are on the ground. You can also put it in your utility slot and bring it to you that way. This way, you don't need to waste a hotbar slot for it. You can just jump to it when you need it, and then go back to your whatever utility you have, such as a torch, as needed. This next mod is more of a quality of life mod. I mentioned in my first video that if you miss a shot with a bow and arrow, you lose the arrow. As you see, we have 12 arrows in our inventory. We have 11. And now we've picked back up our crude arrow. We're back to 12. This is the Recover Arrows mod. And so if you miss your shots, you can recover your arrows. Pretty simple. Any arrows that hit a target, however, are consumed. So we had 12. I hit him 3 times. I shot the ground once and I missed once. Which means if we can find the one I missed, we should have 9. But we currently have 8. Well, I guess we're going to have to make do with 8. But this makes using the bow just a little less punishing if your accuracy isn't perfect. Which I guess leaves us with only one more mod to look at today, or at least one set of mods, should I say. And here you see we have some modded workbenches. The Macaw's carpet, door, window, lights. Yes, we have Macaw's mods. So we can now make any number of different styled doors. Do we want a shoji door? Do we want a glass door? Maybe a panel or paper door. We can remove this and put down instead our Macaw's doors. Same is true, we have windows. These do require glass. And do they require glass? That requires glass panes. This does not. I did say connected, so that means it was that the softwood? That was hardwood. Let's grab the second one. Ooh, that's nice. Got a nice big connected window. You don't have all the framing. Let's go outside where I have a little more room to place stuff. We have the Macaw's lights and carpet and path blocks. So we create bolts of wool from linen scrap, which we can then turn into carpets. So here we got some white carpets. If we had some blue petals, we could turn it into blue carpets, black carpet, etc., etc. And then you just place it down. And just punching picks it back up. Nice and easy. Lamps. You can make garden lamps, cone lamps, lanterns, candled lantern. Let's make a copper one. That's very nice. You can snuff it out or let it back. We have a flat ceiling lantern. We have candle holders and a tiki torch. And then finally with the path blocks, let's grab a stone to look at that with. Oh, we have quite an option here. So much it almost takes up the whole screen. Let's make one of those. And one of those. Maybe some of those and some of those. So we have these flat path blocks that go down like the carpet. Nice, nice and low profile. Or you can have a block that you actually have to mine out the ground to place down. Then we have almost looks like interlocking bones. And we also have slabs. So we can do some nice little designs. And of course, we only looked at the one stone block type. That's dirt. That's not going to help us. It's cobblestone. Does not want to take the slate cobble. What about the chalk or marble? Let's see. It will take basalt cobble. It will take red sandstone. Yellow sandstone. Oh, sorry. That's white sandstone. Oh, that's got some interesting options for you. We already looked at cobble. It does take calcite and cobbled marble. So this gives you some more building options. And, well, I do love Macaw's work, so yeah, showing it off is always nice. And of course, should be of no surprise, you can use just about any wood type to make these different doors or windows. And we also have some decor. So you have blinds. You have window sills. Have curtains. Tall windows. So you can do a 2 tall without needing to do 2 of these connected. You have a 2 tall with a... Let's do this one. And you can even open them. Or at least the 2 tall you can. Emergency door. So it's really cool to see Macaw busy here in Hytale too. Because, like I said, we always love his work. And just a reminder, all mods covered in today's video are linked in the comment section below. So if any of them look interesting, please go check them out. But that is going to be it for today's video. So I want to say thank you for joining me today. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you to my channel members for your support. And I'll see you next time. Later.